Tell us who you are and what the project is.
Hi, my name is Tudor Girba and I'm here to present Glamour.
Okay.
Glamour is built by several people. The major author is Philip Bunge, who's a student at the University of Bern. It was his master project.
Okay, so let's take a look at the screen.
Okay, so Glamour is an engine for scripting browsers. By browsers we mean you have your model, random structure, and we want to display it. We want to put a dynamic skin on it. So let's see what we can do with this. So, for example, a class browser is an example of a browser, and it just takes the structure of the Smalltalk classes and methods and just puts a skin on it. So if I execute this method here, so the reason why I have to scroll this much is because I'm using very large fonts. If I execute this method here, I get the upper part of a regular Smalltalk browser. So here I have, in this case, categories, and I select the category, I get the classes, I select a class, I get the methods here, and the protocols, I select the protocols, I get the methods in there. I can even do simple things like looking for just selecting a part of my whole list. And now, of course, this is not particularly useful by itself, but if you put it in you would want to take this browser and put it in the context of the larger browser, the overall browser. This other method does that. So again, it's just one method, slightly longer, but this is because it does a bit more. So if I execute that, again, I have on the upper part, I have the categories. I select the category. I get all the classes in there. On the detailed page, I get a small visualization of what are these. These are the classes and their inheritance relationship. So I select the class and I see here the methods and the protocols. But here I have the class definition, I have the class comment. I select the method, I have my the method body and everything. And this is the entire code. It does it. In this case, I'm reusing the previous browser over here. This is the way to just display what I wanted. Now, what else can you do with this? You can say, okay, but I have class browsers. Every Smalltalk has one. But what about, let's say, an inspector? An inspector, let's take Smalltalk. If I want to inspect Smalltalk, so, okay, it tells me it's a system dictionary, that's nice. And then I say, oh, I would like to take a look at this class and I want to inspect it. Boom, I have another window. And if I want to take a look at all self with all subclasses, I have to inspect it and I get another window. And then I'm soon lost. This is why I need the autumn leaves, by the way. But let's see if there's it's a better approach to it. So here is an alternative. Again, this is the method. And I would like to inspect Smalltalk. I'm executing this small script. So I have another kind of an inspector. It's a system dictionary, okay. This is the internal representation, but I would like to see it as a collection rather than a system dictionary. And so, okay, then this is one, and I would like to take a look at, let's say this one, JS object. This is a class. I have here the internal representation of it. And then I say, oh, this is a superclass. Oh wait, this is VA object. But I would really want to see all the subclasses of this one. But, so what I do, I switch to the evaluator pane with all subclasses. But I really don't want to leave the window, so all I do is open it from the next page.
I see.
And it does it, right? And again, I can just go on and inspect as much as I want. And I have the entire history here.
So pretty much without regard to which kind of object you're inspecting,
exactly.
This allows you to get that kind of more productive inspecting, browsing out of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here's just maybe another example. Do you want to build a browser on the fly?
Right.
Okay. So let's take the simple example of having categories, classes, and just comments. Those comments are usually those things that people don't take a look at. So what I have here is I have a small empty browser, and it does nothing really smart. It just says open the browser on all the categories. You say, okay, this is the list. Fine. But now I want to say, okay, I want the categories, I want classes, I want comments. So I want to have a column with class categories. I want to have another column with classes, to have another column with comments. And then I want to show on the class categories. I want to show these categories that I get as an input, and I want to use a list to show it. So let's see what happens if I execute that. Okay, this is what it shows. Fine. Now I have 3 panes, and I would like to link these two together. Let's do that. So I say show on the classes and link it, get the selection from the class categories, and use, let's see, for example, browser text. Just to show what I have in there. I say, okay, I have the text, this is the name of the category. But in Squeak, this is really not so nice, because what you get is actually a symbol. So if you want to show the list of classes, you really have to, the model is not really there for you. So the mapping is rather ugly. So what I will do is that given this class category here, that I just selected, now I don't know this by heart. I don't know the magic invocation by heart because it's this long, right? So I have to copy it a bit.
I think you misspelled display.
Did I do?
Display.
Display, thank you. So if I do that, then it says, okay, now I'm showing all the classes. But the reason why I chose this one is to show that even if the meta model, the structure of your model, the design is not really nice, you can still use our mapping devices.
So what you've got more or less is a scripting tool that allows you to build ad hoc browsing and inspecting tools.
Browse, right. From this point on, you have no excuse to use print string or to rely on print string, really. So, and now here I'm just going to show the text, and given a class, I will just want to show a class comment, right? Execute that, and here it is. I have it there. One more tricky thing. Let me execute this magic invocation here that just takes the object that I just built.
Right.
And it will put a seaside skin on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really the object that I just built.
But in a browser.
But in this case, in the Safari browser.
Cool.
It's exactly the same code.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.